you do to further your community, to further this society, to further this nation in some type of way, whether that's increasing the amount of money.
This is the mother of truth, Baltimore's own magical Negro, your thug unicorn, your gangsta goddess, here on Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com. Hello, 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 world. And what is going on? We are live in the studio. It's your girl, Tracy Jiggets. And I am here and I am a little tired, a little worn out because yesterday was my birthday. So I am excited. Janae, can I get some applause? Some let's get excited. There we go. Okay, thank you all for the applause. It is much appreciated. So I am here and I am celebrating 40 years. Oh my gosh, to say that I am 40 is something. But the years are swinging by, so I am happy that I am here to walk in my purpose. And I am not alone because I am joined by the fabulous author, speaker, certified relationship coach, personal coach, all of those things. So Miss Kimmy Shogunle. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Excellent. I did it. Say hello to the people.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me on the show, Tracy.
Oh, it is my pleasure. So we are going to talk about a few things. You all know that I like to talk about what's going on in the world, the hot topics, because I always want you all to know the Gangsta Goddess view on what's happening in the world. First, I need to let you know that today is Station North Arts Cafe in Baltimore, Maryland. They are celebrating 10 years. So I have to send a shout out and say congratulations to Kevin Brown. If you have never been to Snack, Station North Arts Cafe, do yourself a favor, jump in there. The food is delicious. The atmosphere is just artsy and welcoming. So do yourself a favor. But they are celebrating 10 years of feeding and loving Baltimore. So shout out to you again, Kevin Brown. I absolutely adore you. So I want to thank you for your continued support. So it's been quite a week. Like, America is going through, and it amazes me that we have the people that we have right now running for the position of the president of the United States. It is scary. It is so, and I watched the first debate and I promised myself I can't go through this again. And so I looked in, I peeped in, I couldn't exactly keep away, but everything I saw just made me angry and made me realize why I was not there for it. So we talk about this week, some information came out about some comments that Trump made. They're saying the comments were made in 2005 and beyond, but the one that caught everyone's attention right now is grab him by the pussy. That is what... It's so not funny, but it's hilarious at the same time. So if you do not know, there was footage leaked of Trump having what he calls a locker room conversation. And him and the gentleman, he was telling them that, I guess, his tips for women, for seeing women and women that you liked. And it's a whole conversation. I won't even put you through the trauma of playing it for you. That's how much I love you all today. But he said when he sees a woman that he likes, he simply grabs them by the pussy. And because he's a star, he believes women just let him do anything. So he's just walking out in the streets grabbing women by their vaginas. And I am still clutching my pearls every time I hear it. So I definitely wanted to let our guest, Miss Kimmy, weigh in on how you felt when you first heard that.
I think he was very insultive to every woman out there. It's nothing to write home about. It's nothing to brag about. I think you running for a presidential candidate, even though you said it prior, such things shouldn't be said on air or recorded. Nobody needs to know what you do in your closet, but to rain that insult on women, I think he has no respect for women at all. And I think he doesn't have a good stand when it comes to running and women supporting him.
I believe he has no respect for women. And it's not just because of this comment. It's everything adding up. And then they played a conversation with him and I believe Howard Stern, where Howard Stern was saying that his daughter was a great piece of ass. And Trump is like, yeah, it is. So not even your own daughter is guarded. You're not even there to protect, but I'm supposed to believe that you would have my best interest in heart. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
I completely agree with you. I think it's a narcissistic behavior that is just disgusting.
I agree. So please feel free to call us 410-702-5657, or you can text us at 443-642-9403. So Trump, we are completely over you. I know that whatever happens in this country, unfortunately, brown people, my people, we get the short end of the stick. And it really is going to be up to us to create what we want, because other people are not fighting for us, and that is very obvious. But the whole grab them by the pussy, Jess, like I keep saying it, and watching CNN and to continue hear the news reporters say it has been hilarious. It's been the highlight of my week, really, because they're trying to find new ways to say it, and it is very interesting. But this is where we are, America, 2016. Lord, we need help. I need you to go to Trump. Can you help Trump? You think you can help him? You think you can coach him into, oh my goodness, I don't want to say submission, but what can we do? I don't, So that is, my heart is heavy for that man, and that he is on the world stage right now. Mm-hmm. That is a really scary thing. So we move on. And I just wanted to let my listeners know that we were excited about the Birth of a Nation premiere. Mr. Nate Parker, of course, he's surrounded by controversy right now. But the word is in that it made number 6 for its opening weekend. And they are calling it a flop. They're calling it a disappointment. So whatever you feel, we fight and we want our stories told, and we want our stories told by us. So I'm going to see the movie. I have not seen it yet, but I really would encourage you all to see the movie. So what we're going to do is very quickly take a break. We're going to come back so I can introduce my guest, Miss Kimmy, and we are going to talk all things relationships and love. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Thank you very much.
Because they had nothing else to do.
So it was like, imagine that your late husband was actually your father. I can't imagine that, because that's disgusting.
Very much so.
And then I would have to clean my basement, because that's where my actual father resides right now. So, okay. The 60-year-old woman learned the truth about her husband, Percy, 6 years after he passed
Not
away.
Percy, no. Percy doesn't sound like that name.
Percy just sounds like a...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world, and we are back at Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com. I want you to get your questions ready. If you have any, please call us 410-702-5657, or you can text us at 443-642-9403. We're in the house. I am celebrating 40 wonderful years on this earth, and I have I have not been in a lot of relationships, but enough where I have decided that relationships just aren't for me right now. Like I am open to what the universe has, but I realize that I have to get myself together. I have to work on myself. So we are here with author, speaker, relationship expert, Miss Kimmy Shogunle. And she, I want you all to hear her story, because Gangsta Goddess Radio, we are here to inspire. We are here to, many of the people I feature, they have taken what would have been a bad situation and made it work for them, and actually use the platform to bring healing. And that is exactly what you do. So I'm excited to have you here. So for those who do not know you, can you share a little bit of how you got here?
I grew up in an environment where you couldn't really talk about what happened to you. And at 17, I gave in to peer pressure of friends, high school, dating, and I ended up meeting someone who later on raped me at the age of 17. I kept it to myself because I couldn't really talk about it. I had only a friend that I communicated with on it, and he later passed away, died at a beach party. And right after that, that kind of weighed up on everything I had carried in, and I kept going, and wrong relationships, brokenness. Ended up marrying. After 15 years of marriage, I found myself going through divorce. I never really expected it. I went from a size 12 to a size 2. I lost 5 pints of blood, and I had to find myself through that process, through coaching, through healing, and became a certified life and relationship coach and an author and an international speaker, helping and supporting singles, especially those that have been divorced, to get through and find themselves and know that there's opportunity to find love again. Also singles that have never been married, that have experienced brokenness. It's always good to heal and learn your lessons and then move forward knowing that love would surely come at the right time, not rushing it.
Love will surely come at the right time. Well, I'm going to receive that message because it feels like you're talking to me. So you are the author of how many books?
2 books. My third one's coming out later on this year.
Third book is coming. So which is the first? Being Single?
Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality is the first.
Oh, I like that title. Did you hear that? Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality. And the book says the passion, the fear, the denial, the trial, and the truth all exist in relationships. It's all about finding a balance and facing reality. And we all know that reality is hard, which is why people need assistance opening up to be able to face that. So you guide them through that process?
So we walk through several processes to get them to that place, uncover everything that may have been tossed underneath the rug, and ensuring that, you don't leave remnants, because when you leave remnants, they show up again without you knowing.
Wow. I love it. So you wrote the first book, and I gave them a little bit, but tell me what they should expect when they purchase the book, because I know everyone's going to run out and get Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality.
So Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality deals with the lies we tell ourselves, sometimes the packaging that we present, and that allows us to fall into infatuation and lust. And we sometimes lie to ourselves in the process and end up giving into sex, and then having been dumped and now having to face our reality and own our truth, which is the very hard part to do.
Yes, it is. So you mentioned lust. So you would say that is not a good thing?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Because it clouds your judgment.
That's so true. I had to snap on that, but continue.
So it clouds your judgment, and it doesn't let you really look at other aspects of the relationship, because it's not just the sex that's involved in a relationship. Where's the trust? Where's the talk about children? Where's the talk about finances? Where's the talk about building together, your visions, your goals? And so when you begin with the sex, you cloud your judgment and you're not able to reason. You become obsessed with it, and it lures you out of really figuring out if that person is compatible with you or not.
So realizing, because some people are just in that rush, I need somebody, and I don't care who it is, I just need somebody. And that definitely comes out of our own insecurities. We live in a world where relationship is validation. I am somebody because I have somebody with me. And often many women of all cultures, colors across the line fall victim to that. What is your word to the women who are, you don't understand, I just need somebody?
Here is the deal. You don't know who that other person you need is, and you don't really understand them. And so it becomes easy for you to be trapped and not to be able to see what lies behind. It's like me giving you a gift, and I have a good wrap, a good gift wrap. And all I have in that gift is a quarter, but you don't see what's in the box. So I'm handing you that big box that's wrapped and ribboned and
they
looks
all
pretty,
excited,
and you're all excited, and I put a bunch of roses together with it, and you get it, and you're like, oh, my world. And then you go into it, and all you discover is a quarter.
Wow.
And it's about finding your value, understanding your worth, and knowing that when you truly value yourself, your partner will value you. When you truly respect yourself, your partner will respect you, because it's what you present that you receive. And you can't give what you don't have.
Is what you present that you receive, and you can't give what you don't have. Those are very powerful words. So, ladies, I hope you are listening. Again, any questions, call us at 410-702-5657, or you can text us at 443-642-9403. So we have the first book. And then we have the second book. So how did that came about that you said, I need to write again? Why?
Actually, during my healing process, I wrote all the 4 books that I have, 2 published, the 3rd one coming out, and the 4th one, my memoir, which I'm still working on as I'm going, because life unfolds every day for me. So
Yes.
I wrote Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality initially. I actually wasn't going to publish book. I was sharing on Facebook, and all my friends were like, girl, you need to write books. People need what you have. So I ventured into writing, and I compiled the first one, and it won 2 awards last year, and it won another award this year. So
Awesome.
I went on to write Being Single, based on the fact that sometimes I get to speak to audience of teenage girls or teenage boys, and they need to know what transpires. The teenage years are when you need to find yourself, but when you don't find who you are, then you get entangled in the romance, which is, a throw in, an extra to love. But people focus so much on the romance, and then you miss out on the love itself, because a lot of people assume that infatuation leads to romance and leads to
Yes.
love, but that's not what it is.
It's not. So we are chasing infatuation. So the book is Being Single, A State for the Fragile Heart. And it says a guide to self-love and finding you and purposeful living. So do you feel like, am I okay if I never enter into a relationship?
It's very much okay at first if you're not in a relationship, because you're getting to know you. You're getting to know what your values are. You're getting to set a goal and vision for your life. You're able to define your requirements, and you now use your requirements to look for a partner, because you want somebody who will be able to meet your non-negotiable requirements without you settling.
Non-negotiable, yes. And we often, you said that because we often settle.
Yes.
And it's that you don't have this, and it may be something really big on my list, but you're here and I'm going to receive it. So it is being able to stop yourself. But I am here to say that it's not as easy as it sounds.
No, it's not. You have to be determined. You have to be disciplined. You have to know what you really need. Because when you have once a temporary, it's like craving for ice cream. That's what the analogy I always use. You hear that ice cream van, you go for it,
Yes,
and
I
right
do.
after that, what happens?
Then it's gone, and I'm sitting there and I spent all my money, and I'm sad. You are absolutely right. So I know that there are women out there who can relate. So if I get being single and I am trying to find myself, would the book guide me through that process?
So the book has several sections about how you begin to get entangled by friends and peer pressure. And you knowing at that point, you don't need to give in to peer pressure because you're born to stand out, not fit in. And when you begin to fit in, you begin to pick up habits that go a long time with you, alter your decision-making skills, and you find yourself, compromising and facing consequences, and you begin to blame people without really thinking through the decisions you are making yourself.
And you get to blame people because that is what a lot of us do, myself included, because it's easier. I don't have to face myself. It's your fault we're not together. You knowing that I didn't belong there in the first place and never actually acknowledging that.
No, absolutely.
And I honestly feel like ego plays a really big, like women, especially after the relationship, it can be a very trying time. Like everything is down, but we never, and it's his fault, and oh my goodness, we did this, but never acknowledging that I knew I shouldn't have been there in the first place.
And it happens to both men and women.
Okay.
And the reality
Sorry,
is recognizing the fact that ego and fear are illusions that we create in our thought process. They don't exist, but when you begin to perceive and assume, your thought lingers into creating this perception and persona that does not exist, and you take that and believe that that's the reality, but it's not.
So it is it's getting rid of all the junk and layer by layer, finding you.
Yeah.
So awesome author. Again, the books are Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality, and Being Single, A State for the Fragile Heart. Where can we find these books?
The books are available on Amazon, on my website, KemiOnline.com, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble,
everywhere.
iBooks, Nook, and Kindle.
Excellent. So you all heard that. Amazon, Kindle, iBook, she's everywhere. So we are also excited because you will also be at the African American Authors and Empowerment Expo. And that is happening this weekend, Saturday, October 15th from 11 to 5. It will be at Morgan State University. Shout out to Morgan, 1700 East Cold Spring Lane, and it will be in the University Student Center. So they can come and meet you this weekend.
Yes, they can. I'll be signing my books at the event.
Yes, so come get your book signed. Come and speak with this amazing woman because your story is full of power and it's full of, and it's an empowerment expo, so that's like perfect. But the expo will include speaking panels, workshops, health and wellness. There'll be some entertainment. There is a youth writers challenge. So again, that is the 7th annual African American Authors and Empowerment Expo. And guess who else will be there? Be Exposed Radio will be live in the house. So please come through and meet us because I would love to meet you. But definitely Miss Kemi Shogunle, she will be there with both books in hand. so that you were able to get those. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a very quick break. We're going to come back because I have more questions. I have so much to say. But I wanted you to get that part out. So she's going to answer our questions. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio. My name is Tracy Jiggets, and I am now 40 years old. Go tell somebody. This is BeExposedRadio.com.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Football, you basically have a good 10 to 12 years, and that's what it is.
Well, you have a lot of people retiring early. It's funny, a lot of me and my alumni from UVA, where I graduated from, one of our fellow Wahoos, he retired yesterday, 32 years old. To Shaw Ferguson, and he's been in the league like 10 or 12 years. So like you said, a lot of guys are making that change on their own now because they're seeing a lot of things from the concussion movement,
right?
Stuff that's been happening. Is not the noun, it's the effects later, because you see different stories of men are in like their 50s and some are committing suicide because of the banging in the voices or the concussions. And
did you see that?
I haven't got a chance to see it. But
not the movie, but did you see those effects?
I have seen concussions in college where guys have played that whole entire game and didn't realize they was at a football game.
Wow.
But like before the big emphasis came about whole concussions and what's going on, we was taught you just run to the wall. You can't be soft. You shake it off and get back in it. So
the wrong attitude to have.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really internal. Like you really doing damage, not just to your bones,
right,
but to your mind.
Everything.
Right.
And later on down the line, because just like you said, once the game is over, when you've been in a game and you think about it, because I tell people the NFL, any sports, whether it's male or female, is a semi-military, because you're told when to get up, when to work out, what to eat, when to play. All right, now you got a curfew, you got to be in the bed by this time. You do it for years and years, and all of a sudden, bam, it's done. So what do you do?
Right.
So just like in a military to have with PTSD, we have that because we so used to having a certain way. And I remember watching this Brian Gumbel on HBO, it was like years ago, and a guy would act like he was getting dressed, a real good football player, would walk his daughter to the bus stop, and he would come back in the house, close the curtains, and just sit there because he didn't know how else to handle himself. Because he was so used to being told what to do, because our schedule are laid out. By this time, you got to do this. By this time, you got to do this. Eat at this time, back on the field. So,
hey, what's up? This is Nate, host of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Tune in every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live, here live on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
You're listening to the station with their ear to the streets. BeExposedRadio.com. You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Talk dirty to me. I love it. It's awesome. It's all my ethnic joy every day.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world. We are back. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio, and I am in the studio live with Miss Kimmy Shogunle. We were talking before the break about the 7th annual African American Authors and Empowerment Expo. I just got some new information. It's new to me. It might not be new to y'all. But we have Prodigy from Mobb Deep, yes, hip hop. He will be there with the recent release of his cookbook. So he is cooking. I had no idea. I won't. Let me moving on. But we will also be joined by Freeway. And he will be a part of the health and wellness segment. He doesn't have a book, but he will be talking about his experience with dialysis. And I think that they are two people who definitely our young people would like to hear from. So definitely come out and support the authors. Come out and support our beautiful Black people who will be live at the expo. Again, this is this Saturday, October 15th. Morgan State University and the University Student Center and BeExposedRadio.com will be in the house live. So we want to see you there. So we're back to Miss Kimmy. My first question for you. Did you have a personal coach? Did you have, when you were going through on your way to becoming this beautiful butterfly, did you seek a counselor or someone that could assist you?
Yes, I had 3 coaches in my life that actually helped me out to find who I am.
Excellent, because that was really important to me. Because how you gonna need a coach and you ain't even go nowhere? But no, that is perfect. So for the listeners, we live in a society, especially Black women, where any type of counseling outside of Jesus, outside of pray about it, outside of is frowned upon. And it's really scary because we have so many of us suffering from mental issues, mental health, spiritual health, that they are not being addressed because they simply won't go because it's not something we do. We call that white people stuff and we let them have it. But I believe it's necessary. I believe, yes, go ahead.
Absolutely. It's very, very needed because your mind, your spirit, your soul are all connected. And when they're not in sync, you find yourself just being lost, being aloof, and not being able to coordinate yourself. And you can, no matter how much you dress up the outside, if the inside isn't right, nothing's going to be right on the outside. It will begin to ooze, the pain will begin to ooze out, and people will see it. And we live in a society where people don't really tell you the truth anymore. They'll rather massage your ego and make you feel good. But you don't just want to feel good, you want to be good.
Yes. And that's what we want, ladies. We want all of you to be good. So where do you start? Oh, my goodness. I think I need a counselor. I think I need to talk to someone. What is the process for contacting you for counseling?
So what I do with the coaching program is I have people contact me via my email or my website, and then they put an inquiry through. I have a quick laser session with them, a 30 minutes laser session to see if we're compatible or a good fit, because I want to make sure that my clients are ready. I just don't want to work people, those that aren't ready to own their truth. And once I see you're ready, we begin to sign a coaching agreement, and then we move into scheduling sessions, and we meet weekly, Skype, phone. I coach across the globe, so it's not restricted, just local.
Okay. That is awesome. So all around the world, you can receive the expertise. Now, how does one become a certified coach?
It's a process. It's going through some training programs that can help you. Some are up to 9 months, some are up to 12 months. What I did was a 12-month program.
So you're not just out there saying, let me do this. You actually went and received education and information so that you can help people. So look here, people, this is the real thing. You need to contact Miss Kemi. She's going to tell us her website. What's the website?
My website is www.kemiionline.com.
KEMI online.com. And you mentioned your email.
Yes, it's coaching at Kemi, Kemi, my last name, SOGUNLE.com.
Excellent. So look here, we have to support, because when someone steps out of their pain and uses it and finds help and doesn't stop there, like you could have said, I'm good, I know the keys and I'm going to keep them to myself, but no, you decided to share them. And there is nothing more gangster to me than stepping out in your truth and being able to pull other people in. So you have seen people go through the process.
Yes.
And have you seen anyone come out on the other end?
Yes, I have. Okay. Several clients have come out on the other end, having the aha moments, and we laughing together, crying through it, and encouraging, supporting and encouraging them through it, and seeing them just go through. It's just amazing.
So that hands-on process, and especially for someone dealing with all of your stuff in the inside, I guess you can't help but to become close.
Yes.
And to have a care and concern for that person.
Absolutely.
As you go through. I know myself, I was seeing one therapist, and not that she was so nice, but I knew she wasn't for me. I didn't leave feeling like I felt like I should feel. So I definitely like the process where you said, I take 30 minutes just to see if we are compatible.
That's very vital, because then, we don't waste each other's time. I really know what you're looking for. I really know how I can support you. If I cannot support you, I refer you to somebody else that I know can support you.
Awesome. So if I walk in and I just say, I want to find a man, Kemi, find me a man, what you going to tell me? I just look. That's what I want. Can you do that for me?
It's a process. You have to know you before you find a man, because what you're looking for is what will meet your requirements.
Yes.
You don't just want any man to walk in from down the street and you say, here I am.
Exactly. But some people, and I don't want the listeners to say, well, I need to call her because I need to get somebody. But that's not what the process is about.
It's a 12-week program that we walk through to get you ready, because we look at creating that vision for your life. We look at the patterns that you've gone through. We look at your history. And then you look at what you're looking for. So you already know you to the point where you're ready, you're in your own truth, and you're looking for that partner who is walking in their own truth as well.
Exactly. So do you do couples?
I do couples. Okay. I do couples coaching for conflict resolutions, trust issues, and intimacy, because I've had a couple say, my wife doesn't want to have sex. She's always having headaches. She's always complaining. And I'm like, how are you supporting her? So we walked through a process where, they divided their task between each other, and they saw a difference when they started to collaborate together. Because people don't realize that relationships are collaboration. It's not competition. It's not, I'm looking to be better than my partner, or ego-driven. There are men who don't want to submit. But there's a point where you have to sacrifice for your partner if you truly love them,
and if you want it to work.
Yes.
And we should all, again, we talked about just entering into something just to have it, but that's not. Where's the passion? Sure. Where is so if we are all moving towards finding that connection that goes beyond just this infatuation, that's what it's all about. But I believe we have a caller on the line. So, hello, caller. Welcome to Gangsta Goddess Radio.
Good evening. Hello, Gangsta. Hello, Miss Kemi.
Hi, how are you?
I have a question. Just listening, I just recently went to this training. It was a trauma training. It really was informative. It just wasn't long enough. And I was just wondering, with your coaching, do you really deal with an individual and possibly the trauma that they have gone through? Often I'm finding it doesn't have to exactly be childhood, but it begins to it affects a person in their adult life. Do you deal with those things?
Absolutely. You have to deal with everything, because when you don't deal with one and you leave it, like I said when I started, it begins to ooze, and you begin to see that it shows up in your relationships, even in your friendships. Something may show up from your past, but without you dealing with it, you're going to carry it on, and it's going to lead you to repeating patterns.
Okay. Yeah, because what I'm realizing, just not just for myself, because it really made me just take a look on the inside, that I know that I conducted a lot of my adult life as a very angry individual, and I was guarded, and a lot of people who I loved, I lost in my life because of the way that I was behaving. And over the last 2 years, I have definitely been doing some soul searching, and I'm just trying to figure some things out. Like Miss Gangster said, we just trying to pray, and prayer has helped, but I know that some of the things that I have going on is a little bit deep rooted, and it's not like I'm focused on it every day. But I made sure that I wrote down your information, because I definitely, I would love to see, just hearing you speak now, and I feel like we are compatible, but I would like to just do the 30-minute session, and I will reach out to you to see if this can work, because it is all about healing. I grew up in a family who didn't believe in, therapy. Like it was stated, oh, that's for white people. That's not what we do. We just take it to God. We pray the demons away. But that's just not the solution.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with you, because sometimes we overstep faith, and we don't realize that we are our own blessing blockers. And so we take it into, oh, God is going to answer me. But God has already given you everything you need to handle life. But without really connecting to support and getting the help, you may not be able to uncover it by yourself. And it leads you to repeat patterns. And you can never love anyone when you're in pain. Not even yourself.
That is so true.
Is this our favorite Gangsta Goddess listener? Is this Sequoia?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. You are a light, and I appreciate you calling. And I am glad that what Miss Kimmy is saying is touching.
Yes.
And reaching you, because we are all about healing. And like I said, once you find somebody that you feel comfortable with, because it really is hard to unload yourself. Mm-hmm. And not knowing the person can be the gift and the curse, because it's easier for me to speak if I don't know you.
Yes.
And do you think that, Sequoia, when you don't know the person, it makes it better?
Yeah, I'm going to just say this. I am 43 years old. I've had about 6 different therapists in my life, and I've never felt connected with any of them. Mm-hmm. And usually the process would end quickly because I just felt like, in the beginning, I didn't even know that I had the right to say, hey, this isn't working. Can someone give me someone else? So I dropped out a lot. And then just most recently, I just felt like, well, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it is just for me and God to just work this thing out. But after taking that trauma training a couple weeks ago, that's why I think that this was just a godsend, Gangster, that you have Miss Kimmy on today, because after taking that training, and I just felt myself wanting more, and I've been constantly talking about it and just trying to look back over my life to say, I'm not a bad person. A lot of things have happened to me that have caused me to build this wall up and to be so aggressive and negative, and just now wanting to change it. But I do know that I need someone else. I can't do this on my own. Mm-hmm. So even for what really set the tone with me when Miss Kimmy said, I want to sit and we want to talk about 30 minutes to see if we are compatible. I've never heard anyone say that.
Mm. And see, that's one thing I prefer to do, because I don't want to drag you into a place where you're not comfortable. I ensure that my clients are comfortable when I come in contact with them. So we have that conversation. And during that conversation, we can tell if we're compatible or not.
And I also want to say, because Miss Kimmy, you are God-fearing.
Yes.
And you're not saying leave the religion, leave your beliefs
No.
at the door. You actually provide an environment where that can grow as well.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So,
Well, hallelujah.
With me, depending on your faith, because I believe we're all spiritual, but religion is bondage to me. It's more about spirituality because that's part of finding who you are. So we walk through all that together, and then you emerge into the you that God really created, and you begin to flourish. And you wonder, why have I kept myself for so long?
Well, that's what we want to come out on the other side. Sequoia,
Yes.
we're going to come out on the other side because we are in this journey together, and you already know that I love you, and we just going to keep finding ways. And I am just, thank you for listening. Thank you for being open. Yes. And thank you for just receiving the message, because you have to be in a certain place in your life to receive it.
To
You
receive
have
it,
to.
yes.
So there's something so gangster and so strong about saying, I need help.
Yes.
I can't do this by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I salute you. Shout out to
Thank
Sequoia.
you.
We thank you so much for calling. We love you here
Thank
on
you.
Gangsta Goddess Radio. Keep listening.
All right. Love y'all too. Be blessed.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
So again, that caller just speaks. It's a testimony. So there is a need for what you have. So I thank you for again using what would have been painful, what could have caused you to draw in and shut the world off, but you allowed it to propel you to a place where you can help others. So 2 books. Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality, and also Being Single, A State for the Fragile Heart. Both are available on Amazon, iBooks, Barnes and Nobles. Child, just check out Miss Kimmy, and that's Kemi, last name Sogunle. Check out the website, KemiOnline.com. The information is there. You just have to go out and get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another quick break. Go tell somebody that, look, you can catch the last few minutes of the show. Please, you can go to YouTube and you can watch us streaming live right now. And if you have any questions, 410-702-5657. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
50s, late 40s, early 50s. That's not uncommon. It's a lot of. I mean, I could give you examples like that.
But it's a good thing he's dead because she can actually move on. Like, you can't move on. If he was alive, if he was alive and she found out she was having sex with her father for 15 years, you can't move on from that. Somebody's got to die.
You can't. It's gonna be hard.
Somebody's got to die.
So that means he didn't know either, though.
Immediately, so I can stop vomiting because I don't have nothing else left to vomit. All my insides,
but that
all my
mean
skeleton.
He didn't know either. That's what would be the crazy part.
Well, he wouldn't. He still doesn't know because he's dead. How does that game go? Marry, screw, kill? How does that work when it's your dad? Oh my gosh, we talk about stuff like this and more every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Talk Lately, the radio show. Only on BeExposedRadio.com and on YouTube live where you can see
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Football, you basically have a good 10 to 12 years, and that's what it is.
Well, you have a lot of people retiring early. It's funny, a lot of me and my alumni from UVA, where I graduated from, one of our fellow Wahoos, he retired yesterday, 32 years old. To Shaw Ferguson, and he's been in the league like 10 or 12 years. So like you said, a lot of guys are making that that change on their own now because they're seeing a lot of things from the the concussion movement,
right?
Stuff that's been happening. Is not the noun, is the effects later, because you see different stories of men are in like their 50s and some are committed suicide because of the banging in the voices or the concussions. And
did you see that?
I haven't got a chance to see it. But
not the movie, but did you see those effects?
I have seen concussions in college where guys have played that whole entire game and didn't realize they was at a football game.
Wow.
But like before the big emphasis came about whole concussions and what's going on, we was taught you run through the wall. You can't be soft. You shake it off and get back in it. So
the wrong attitude to have.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really internal. Like you really doing damage, not just to your bones,
right,
but to your mind.
Everything.
Right.
And later on down the line, because just like you said, once the game is over, when you've been in a game and you think about it, because I tell people the NFL, any sports, whether it's male or female, is a semi-military, because
yes,
you're told what when
you are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world, and welcome back to Gangsta Goddess Radio. We are here on BeExposedRadio.com, and we are changing lives. We are uncovering our hidden truths. We are walking in our light. And today, our guide is Miss Kimmy Shogunle, and she is here, and she will be here this weekend at the 7th Annual African American Authors and Empowerment Expo. She will be there, she just said, the entire time. So 11 to 5, I need you to show up and show out on October 15th, 1700 East Cold Spring Lane, and that is in the University Student Center. She will also be joined by entertainment, family fun, workshops, speaking panels. I just received word that Prodigy of Mobb Deep will be there. He will be signing his new cookbook. Because niggas be cooking. Who knew? I think that's beautiful. And we have Freeway, who will be there, who will be discussing his journey on dialysis as he is suffering from kidney disease. So any questions you have, this is the place to ask them. And of course, Be Exposed Radio will be there. Nate Kauser, the host of the Artist Exchange, will be in the house, as well as several other BeExposedRadio.com personalities. So just come out and get yourself empowered and get yourself networking and get yourself learning. So as this is our last segment, and it has been beautiful, so I have to thank you again for coming on and sharing with us. So the first thing I want to say is we were talking a little during the break, and I must admit that I tend to be focused on Black women. Like, that is my thing. Like, this is who I am here to serve. But what you were saying is that there are also women of the white women, the Ofays, they need help. The men, and we can't exclude them, they need help. So talk a little bit about that.
Men go through pain. Women always think that men don't have emotions or feelings, but men do have emotions and feelings. They just don't know how to express it, especially after being hurt. And so without healing, without knowing how to heal, they may end up becoming players. And in the process of becoming players, a woman gets played on. Remember, it's a woman who broke the man who led him to become a player. So you have to also realize that he needs someone to help him, realize the pain he's carrying. But you cannot love him while he's in pain. You have to wait for him to heal before you can give him the love. Because when you love him when he's in pain, you're going to be infected with that pain, and it's not going to end up good.
So, and we call it taking other people's baggage, and then it becomes ours. And that's part of where what I talked about before, it's his fault, it's your fault, whoever the other person is, it's everyone but me. So men deal with that as well. So you are open to working with everybody.
I work with men and women. I actually work with more men than women because men tend to open up more than we women do. We women tend to coat it and sugarcoat it with the external and behave like we don't have anything. But the men are really, when they get tired, they really want the help.
Awesome. Well, look here, everyone. Go to Kemi Online, KEMI online.com. You can talk to Miss Kemi. You can get the books. You can schedule a session. And like she said, you don't have to be there. You can Skype, you can phone, but get the help, people. That is the basis of everything. And I'm talking to myself included because it is time. And we live in America, especially right now, and she is international. So all over the world, you can reach out. But I live right now in a country where there is so much going on, and it is so easy to pick up all that baggage and to carry that weight around and to be angry and to all of those things. But at some point, we have to heal it so that we can help the next generation, because otherwise they'll grow up angry as well. And that is, I see that play out from day to day. So I am so appreciative of your time. Listen here, we have to support. And I wanted to ask you, can you tell the listeners where you're from?
Originally, I'm from Nigeria.
Excellent. So we have Miss Kemi, originally from Nigeria, but she is here now, and she is with us. She will be at the Authors and Empowerment Expo at Morgan this Saturday. So please come out, but you can also find her books on everywhere. Amazon, iBooks, Barnes & Nobles. What's another one?
Kindle.
Kindle, yes. Get you a Nook. Sit down and read the book on our way to healing. So this is Gangsta Goddess Radio, and of course we feature the music of the great Courtney Dow. If you don't know about Courtney Dow, I need you to Google Courtney Dowe, and you will be amazed. We are leaving you with On the Rise by Courtney Dow. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio, and we are out.
Don't trouble no water. All the sons and the daughters, they're rising, they're rising, they're rising, they're rising. People wonder how we can stand in a world with no lady, in a world with no land. I am 1,000 times, he said. Don't trouble no water. All the sons and the daughters, they're rising, they're rising, they're rising, they're rising. People ask the child, why bother in a world with no mother, in a world with no father? I am 1,000 times, the child said. Don't trouble no water. All the sons and the daughters, they're rising, they're rising, they're rising, they're rising. People wonder what to live for in a world full of pain, in a world full of war. We are the countless shining rising stars. We are the countless shining rising stars. We are the countless shining rising stars.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do.